Okay, scholars, yesterday we started talking about mental state. We were talking about?
Mental state.
Yes, let's remember that the mental state is what the character is thinking. What the character is?
Thinking.
Check me as I move over here. If you forget what mental state means, you can always look at this chart. Mental state is what's going on inside. Say inside.
Inside.
That's good. Inside a character's mind. It's their thoughts, feelings, and opinions. We can find their mental state by looking at their actions and words. What two things can we look at to find their mental state? What was one?
Action. Action.
And Isaiah?
Words.
Yes, we can look at their actions and words to find their mental state, to find their...
Mental state.
Yeah, we can look at actions and words to find mental state. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this page of Hatchet one more time. I'm reading page 87. And we're going to think about what is Brian's mental state. We're going to actually be answering this question right here. Why does Brian say, hello, fire, on page 87? All right, it's a little bit of a review from yesterday so we can get started, because in a moment, I'm going to ask you to do this on your own using the book that we read yesterday. So here we go. I'm reading. I'm going to show you how it's done. It's going to be your turn soon. He ran from the shelter to the pines and started breaking off the low, dead small limbs. These he threw in the shelter, went back for more, threw those in, and squatted to break and feed the hungry flames. When the small wood was going well, he went out and found larger wood and did not relax until that was going. Good job. Then he leaned back against the wood brace of his door, opened, and smiled. I have a friend, he thought. I have a friend now. A hungry friend, but a good one. I have a friend named Fire. Hello, Fire. So far, I know that he says, hello, fire, because he sees the fire as his friend. He sees the fire as his
friend.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm looking at his actions, and I'm thinking about his words. His actions are that he's making a fire, making a
fire.
And his words or his dialogue is that he says, hello, fire. I'm going to keep reading, and I'm going to try to still think about the question. Why does Brian say, hello, fire, on page 87? The curve of the rock back made an almost perfect drawing flue that carried the smoke up through the cracks of the roof but held the heat. If he kept the fire small, it would be perfect and would keep anything like a porcupine from coming through the door again. There's a line. A friend and a guard, he thought. So much from a little spark. A friend and a guard from a tiny spark. There's a line, Anna. He looked, this is going to be the more important part, make sure I listen. He looked around and wished he had somebody to tell this thing, to show this thing he had done. But there was nobody. Nothing but the trees and the sun and the breeze and the lake. So now I'm going to pause. I'm thinking about what he does and what he says. What is he doing here, Isaiah?
He's trying to make a fire.
Good, and what does he say here, Marlisha?
He said,
Okay, can anyone help her out? What does he say, Shakila?
He said, hello, fire.
He says hello to the fire, and he's thinking about what's going on with the fire. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put his actions, and I'm going to put his words together, and I'm going to come up with his, who remembers? Yes, I'm going to come up with good Marlisha. I'm going to come with his mental state, his actions, his words. It's going to tell me what's going on inside his head, on inside his
head.
Yes, his mental state, what's going on inside his head. So I'm going to move over here. You're tracking me up at the chart. I'm going to answer the question, Marlisha's eyes. Good job. We're tracking the chart.